What's up, everybody? This is your boy Anthony with Ohio Cannabis Live, and this is one of my last videos that I'll do for a while. So welcome to Ohio Growers Part 2. In this video, I'm going to simply just cover some of the growers that have now come online, and we're going to talk about some of the different products, some of the different strains, and also some of the different information I learned from touring from some of these growers / cultivators, and what I learned about different processes for growing flower, how they're controlling bugs, how they're dealing with mold, and even how they test the stuff. So we're going to cover a lot. So this is going to be a long video. So, get you some popcorn, get your medication station going, and sit back and be ready to learn. So let's begin. First thing I want to start off with is that when I did the last video, most of the stuff that was available to us at that time was in the flower form. So there wasn't a lot of variety of products. And since I did that video, a lot has changed. So first thing we're going to talk about is what other products have now become available since the last video. There's been tinctures, which I've covered extensively. So the main popular ones right now are Butterfly Effect by Grow Ohio. And then we also have one by Fireland Scientific, which is actually more CBD and THC. And then there's also another company called One Origin, which I believe is connected to the Schottenstein family. I have not had a chance to properly review that product, so I will not be discussing that product. But it does exist, and it is another, they're calling it an edible tincture. I'm not quite sure yet what that really means, so I will look forward to learning that. That will be in Ohio Growers Part 3. So tinctures was one of the first products to come online besides flowers. I was one of the first people to try the tinctures, and I think that they are definitely a good product. So that is definitely a product that, has come a long way. The next product to come online after the tinctures was another product too I want to mention. It's called the drops. It ended up getting recalled, but it's coming back. And this was a good product. It just had some issues with it that needed to be worked out. But everybody liked this product, and it was very similar to tinctures. But the difference was with the drops is that you didn't put it on your tongue. You just dropped it in your drink, and then you dropped. So it was a very good product. So, it was 111 milligrams at the time, and this was back in May. So, like I said, the drops are coming back. The next product, like I said, was the gummies by Grow Ohio. And the gummies by Grow Ohio, they came in a package like this initially. They don't now. They come in a different container now, but this is one of their first boxes. And this is their very first blue raspberry gummy product to come online. So then, after they made some gummies, we had some other cultivators come online, and another one that made gummies was Standard Wellness, and they made the Gibsonburg gummies, as you can see here, and they're yummy. I don't have any to share with you. They also made the Gummies, which were a water-soluble gummy, which kind of dissolved, so you didn't have to chew it. It just kind of like melted in your mouth. Yummy, right? And it came in this really cool tin can. So I liked the container. I don't know how I did for storaging the material, but I did like the container. And so we started to have some gummies. Then we had even another company come on. Buckeye Relief was already processing flower, but then they decided to start doing some edibles. So now they decided to come out and do Wanna Gummies. Now, Wanna Gummies had several different products, and Wanna Gummies is a national brand that I think that licenses their recipe to other licensed medical marijuana states like Ohio and Michigan, because the Wanna Gummy product is available in Ohio and in Michigan. Exact same product, same dosing and everything, just different cultivators making the product. In this case, Buckeye Relief is making the product. It is a good product. They have an indica, hybrid, sativa, and they also have a 1-to-1, which is where you have your CBD and THC. So this definitely is one of my favorite products that's come online recently. Another exciting product that came online just recently was by Buckeye Relief was dark chocolate. Again, another edible product that I think was really nice. And then another cultivator that's still relatively new to the scene, Wellspring Fields. Wellspring Fields, they started out with concentrates. So they had wax, and it came in this little doohickey here. This is an empty one, but it was a nice little container. And they also had it in another one of those dreaded bags, which I'm not even going to bother to show you because you know what it looks like. We've seen enough of these bags. But, you know, they make really good concentrates, and they know what they're doing. Since they started making concentrates, and concentrates, when I'm talking about, when I say concentrates, I mean wax. What exactly is wax? Wax is an extract of the cannabis marijuana plant. And it is very expensive to make, and it's very expensive to purchase, but it is very strong compared to just regular flower products or vaporizing, and in some cases even stronger than edibles. But this depends on how strong the edible is. Sometimes edibles can be pretty strong. Buckeye Relief also released a product, Keef, which is just basically the shake dust from when you grind your flowers up, and they sold it in a little small little jar here like this, and it was all right. You know what I mean? I feel like it tested at 44%, so I mean that was pretty amazing to me. So I liked it a lot, and I did great things with it. So another company decided to also make concentrates. The name of that company is called Fireland Scientific, and you know they basically decided to make their concentrates in a nice little. I love their container with the little bird on it. I think it's really cool. I like their logo overall. It's pretty nice, and they make really nice concentrates as well. Again, kind of expensive, you know. And like I said, these companies also Fireland Scientifics and Grow Hog, as I said earlier in the video, they also made these tinctures. So those products are available in several of the Ohio dispensaries, and the price on those is like I said, anywhere from $59 to $79, and the weight is all over the place, a half a gram or 0.88 of a gram. So the concentrates still need some fine tuning, and if you're still new to the medical marijuana itself, concentrates will be something you'll get involved with later on. It's not something I recommend rushing to get involved with unless you just feel like you have a really high tolerance and flower's just not getting it, and the edibles are too much. Then you're gonna probably want to do concentration, because you can really have a little bit of control over your dosing when you're dealing with concentrate, because it's kind of like a substance. It's kind of like a waxy form. It looks kind of like a peanut buttery form, and you know, it basically is easy to work with if you have the right tools. So that'll be another video where we just spend a lot of time talking about concentrates. So that's the deal with that. So now we're going to talk a little bit more about packaging. As you can see in front of me, I have a variety of things in front of me here. You can't see all of them just yet, but we're going to go through them one by one and talk about them just briefly, not too extensively. But, you know, right now we're going to focus in on the cultivators that seem to be making the most noise right now in the program. One of those cultivators would be Pure Ohio Wellness. I'm going to talk about Pure Ohio Wellness because Pure Ohio Wellness is at this point selling their flower pretty much at the cheapest price that we can see in the state. That's typically $1.80 an ounce or $18 a unit. And if you buy an ounce, they also offer an additional 10% discount, which doesn't have anything to do with veteran status or indigent status. So you can still get that discount on top of your veteran or indigent status, which I think is pretty nice. Pure Ohio is growing their own flower, so they pretty much sell their own flowers, but they also sell other products that are available in the program, like the edibles or the wax, or even, you know, they also even have pain patches as well. But and cream. I'm sorry, I don't make sure I haven't tried the cream, but there is also a cream, a medical marijuana cream that you could put on an acute area that you may be having inflammation or pain, and this would acutely, relieve the pain in that area. It does work. I do believe in the product, even though I haven't tried it yet, but I have tried similar products in the past, and they're quite successful. But Pure Ohio right now, like I said, as far as pricing goes, there are a couple other cultivators that are getting close to being on the same price point as them, but it really seems like they're breaking out. They have a lot of different name brand strains that people are familiar with. One that I'm holding in my hand right now is Granddaddy Purple. This strand I paid $18 for one unit, and not counting the discount, so it was even less than that. But these guys don't use chemicals. I've toured Pure Ohio, and it's a very nice, clean facility located in Springfield, Ohio, and they definitely care about the patients. They care about their product, and they want it to be good quality stuff. So I definitely, I don't care what you read on the internet, I definitely recommend that you make a trip to Pure Ohio Wellness, regardless of where you live at in the state, just to see some of their strands and to try it out. I mean, what do you have to lose at the prices they're asking? I mean, their most expensive flower product is $40 a unit or $400 an ounce. So I mean, other than that, everything else is less. $350, $250, $220, $180. So definitely worth your time to check it out. They are going to open a second location in Dayton, Ohio. So moving on to another cultivator that I think is really drawing a lot of buzz, and that is Ohio Clean Leaf from my hometown, Dayton, Ohio. DYT, y'all know how we do it. All right, so they have a lot of products that people are raving about. There's a Larry OG, which I have in my hand here, which tested at 31%. Whoa. What I want to tell you about Ohio Clean Leaf, they also have a couple other strands, Lemon Royal, and they have Thin Mint Cookie and Dark Star and D-Star. These are all very popular strands by this cultivator. What I like about them now is that they include the test results on the label, but they also allow you to access additional test information with a nice little QRC code on the back. They also tell you right on the bottle what the terpenes are. So you don't have to go squinting your eyes. It's right there, plain simple. I've already posted pictures on social media of what the stuff looks like, so there's no need for me to show you because you know what it looks like. It looks amazing. And the price point is reasonable. I mean, a 5.6 unit costs only $79 plus tax. That's very reasonable, folks. Another thing I'll tell you about Ohio Clean Leaf is that, they have product, at some of the various dispensaries, but there's a much more smaller grow operation. So they pretty much, once they put their product in the stores, it's usually, the dispensary is usually gone pretty quickly because of the price point and, again, quality and the way that they manicure their flower. And I could tell you that from touring the Ohio Clean Leaf facility, that they use pretty much straightforward, general purpose methods that work. They don't use any major chemicals or anything like that. They're very clean there, very organized. They have a nice little facility there in Dayton, Ohio. And it was a pleasure to tour it and learn about how they process the flower and how they're basically what I consider to be a low-tech operation. They don't use a lot of gizmos. They use a lot of stuff that, people that may be doing home grow can understand. And I think that they're one of the people that are doing the most simplified method that is working good for them and it's putting out a very good product. And that's what I can tell you. What they're doing there is good. It's legit. You should have no worries in purchasing a product from Ohio Clean Leaf. Really, any of these growers, folks. But I'm gonna tell you, I've been looking into it to see what's really going on. What are they using? Are they putting stuff in this weed or not? I wanted to find out. And that was the reason why I did these tours. They let me in there to see what was going on. So Ohio Clean Leaf was definitely a good grower. Another grower that seems to be making huge raves, and I haven't had a chance to tour their facility yet, would be a company called Fire Rock. But they don't go by Fire Rock. They go by the Woodward Fine Cannabis. Okay? The Fine Cannabis. A 5.6 unit costs you anywhere from $80 to $90 plus tax. And a lot of dispensaries have caught on that this is a very good product. They have a whole line of products besides this one. This is the wedding cake product that I have the container for in my hand. This has been one of my favorites. Testing in it a lot of times, and 33%. Very strong hybrid. Very good terpenes. I mean, a lot of times I could just show somebody the empty jar and they're amazed, and they're not even seeing the actual flower. They just smelling the empty jar, and they say, "Whoa, that smells. The terpenes are still there in an empty jar." So this is a pretty good product. It's kind of pricey. It's a little bit, more on the exclusive side. If you really want to spend and splurge, get you some Fire Rock Woodward Fine Cannabis. I recommend wedding cake, blueberry cheese cake, or the sunset sherbet. I haven't tried any of the other ones, but they have a few other strands that are also very, very nice. Next grower I want to talk about, another one of my favorites, and I did get a tour their facility. This is one of my grow suits that I'm wearing here now. Is Grow Ohio. As I mentioned before, they make these tinctures that I think are really amazing. But one thing I always thought was cool about Grow Ohio, and I've posted it in videos, is how they use these 10 containers to store weed. And I mean, I'm opening this container, I can still smell the terpene profile on the strain that was in this empty container because of how they use nitrogen air sealing technology to seal the containers. When I went to Grow Ohio, they was able to show me how they keep their flower manicured and how they keep their facility clean and sanitary. And it gave me the feeling of being in a medical facility, like where it was a lot of scientific things happening and a lot of cleanliness. And I'm a big clean freak, so I like things to be clean and orderly. And I can tell you that Grow Ohio was one of the cleanest facilities that I've toured. I mean, it just was squeaky clean. Not that anywhere were dirty, it's just that they had a lot of additional cleaning protocols that other facilities might not have thought about. So I definitely think that they have a nice operation there. The Grow Ohio company, they have their own, like I said, their edibles, they have their tinctures, and they have their flower products. I think they will have a couple more products that will be coming to market soon. They have these Go Packs, which I want to definitely talk about. And they have these Go Packs are my favorite because you only get 2 gummies or 2 pieces of candy in here. But this particular one I'm holding in my hand is what they call a 1-to-1, and what that basically means is that you have CBD and THC concentrated into this product, and so it kind of gives you a balance of the 2 products, THC and the CBD, which working together and will help with pain, but also terpenes, another part of the plant, which gives it the flavor, smell, and aroma, also helps you with pain. So, I mean, in this product, there's not necessarily any terpenes in it, but it definitely is going to have CBD in it, and it's also going to have THC in it. Right now, these only test at 14 milligrams each, but that's stronger than most of the gummies that are out here. The other gummies that I talked about before, they're typically, and the one gummies, for example, they're only 10 milligrams each gummy, or something like that. Maybe I think 10 or 11 milligrams each gummy. Let me double check that here to be sure. No, 10 milligrams each gummy on the one gummy. So if you get a Go Pack because you think the one gummies wasn't strong enough, or you thought the other Grow Ohio gummy was strong enough, get the Go Pack instead. You're only getting 2, but they're going to be stronger. And like I said, even if you don't get the 1-to-1, they're still good. And then I recommend either the lozenges or the gummy, either one, depending on what flavor you like. This is watermelon. They have a wild cherry one, and then the other one is like a green apple. Very yummy. All right, so I definitely think that the Grow Ohio has high quality flower. If you ask me what's my favorite, I go back and forth between these 2 guys, but they're not. There's others, okay? We got a lot of growers, and we got a lot of cultivators. So I love these guys. I love y'all. This stuff is great. But Fireland Scientific, for example, Purple Apollo is another good strand that they had. Fireland Scientific is another one of my favorite growers because they were one of the first growers to come online when a program launched, along with Buckeye Relief. A lot of these other companies came shortly after, but They basically kind of set the stage for what good quality cannabis is. And so, if you haven't tried any Fireland Scientific products, whether it's the flowers, the tinctures, or even the concentrate, I highly recommend you try out Fireland Scientific products, and they're most times very reasonably priced. A lot of units sometimes are like $35 or $39. So it's not crazy numbers. They do have now 5.6 packages as well. This is actually, this might actually be a 5.6 pack. They change it at different times. So they have a big container, a small container. I'm not gonna get into sizes of containers because that's really not that big of a deal. For the most part, most of the containers you see in front of me hold a 2.8, but these will hold a 5.6. And so this Larry was also sold in the 5.6. And I forgot to mention, the Woodward Fine Cannabis is only sold in 5.6 units. So as far as with the Woodward Fine Cannabis, you're only going to get these in 5.6 at a time. Whereas Fireland Scientific and Grow Ohio, they pretty much have 5.6 or 2.8 units available. Going back to Pure High briefly, mostly all their products are sold in 2.8 units. They do not have at this time any 5.6 pre-packed units. So that's something I didn't cover, but I want to make sure I discuss that. The next grower I want to talk about that I think is a good grower, and I did tour the facility, will be Standard Wellness. And in the first growers video, part 1, we talked about this bag, so I'm not going to dwell on it because I've already spoken to them directly about this bag, and they also saw the last video. So my thing about Standard Wellness is the name speaks for itself. Standard Wellness is a very high-class growing operation. They use very nice and high-tech, state-of-the-art equipment to grow their flowers. They use a method that is kind of, to me, a mix between indoor growing and outdoor growing. So there is a greenhouse there where the flowers do get actual sunlight, but everything is definitely controlled. The temperature is controlled and everything to make sure everything stays at the right optimal temperature. What I liked about Standard is that the growers themselves and the company, they care about what patients think about their products. They're very interested in patient feedback, and if there's any issues with any of their products, they're most willing to try to reach out to those patients directly for channels to make sure that patient is taken care of. And that's an important thing because we can't meet the growers all the time, and they're not going to be readily available to us. But these particular growers, they personally care about their customers, and all these other growers that I've met, and these cultivators that I've had a chance to meet. Hi, all of you guys. Thank you for the tours you let me do. I know you guys care about patients, and I know you care about the products and how they impact and how they help or not help the patient. So one thing I definitely would tell people to do is don't be afraid to do a video like what I'm doing to tell people whether you like the product or not, because they definitely want to hear about it. I mean, because we can always do better. And that's how I feel about the situation with the bag. Standard definitely sets the standard for some of their products. They have some of the most known strands available. Girl Scout Cookie is one that I saw that's really nice. Gibsonburg Blue is one they created themselves, but it's a very nice sativa strand. They also, here, as I showed you earlier, they have the Gibsonburg gummies. And they also have the water-soluble gummies. Now, something else that Standard sells, I don't have any in front of me, I don't have a package in front of me, is they also have pain patches, and they also have pain cream. And so, and they also have wax, and they also have this oil in the syringe. Talk about that briefly is that wax, like I said, we're going to make that pretty much a separate video. As far as the cartridge goes, they also, there are cartridges being made by various growers. When I say cartridges, I'm talking about the 510 thread cartridges that have, quite a bad reputation right now nationwide due to the amount of people that have had unknown illnesses in their lungs or whatnot. So with that, I'm not going to do a whole lot talking about cartridges. I'm just going to say that there are cultivators that are selling cartridges right now. Fireland Scientific is one of them. Standard is another one. And I believe there is another company, Cure Ohio is another company. I haven't had a chance to try the cartridges that they have because I'm just not doing cartridges. So unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to give you an honest review about that product. So I will not go into any detail about that particular cultivator processor. So many products, right? So much to talk about. For me, another grower to come out that I think has room to grow, ironically is the wording room to grow, growers, is Ancient Roots. They have this box that it comes in, which I don't have on my desk. And then they have these little regular, like everybody else, pop toppers. And they're all right. I mean, but I think there's still room to grow. I don't think you need the box. I think you should get rid of the boxes. It's an extra packaging that somebody has to worry about going through and storing, and then, you know, it's just paper, really. I think you should just go with just having the container. See if maybe you can get the container approved to be clear, smoky, or similar to how Cleanly has their container, so we can kind of see what we're getting, because right now this container is completely black. I have no idea what's in there. You know, I already told you guys I didn't like the bag, but I'm gonna lead you to a couple other growers that are using bags too. Now these guys here are Farkas Farms. They're using a bag, but guess what? I can see the buds through the bag. It's got a little window in there. I can see what's going on in there before I buy it. So I don't like bags, but this bag will do. So standard was to get a window in the bag so we could see what was going on. That might be better. But then again, we've all figured out that putting these flowers in the bag can potentially damage the product, crush the product, degrade the product, make the product crumble. So still, I think bags are not the way to go as far as flower products. Another company that has got a couple really nice strands that is still using a bag is Hema. Hema. I may be saying it wrong, but I'm saying Hema. Okay, and they make some small batch premium flour, and I think they're doing pretty good. My favorite so far with them is a product called Kush BD. It's a low THC and high CBD product. So this is the pack that I'm holding in my hand here. Another one that people are liking, that, you know, kind of was there for a while, then it disappeared, and then they're back, is Riviera Creek. Again, another bag company. Get rid of these bags so we can see what you got. And I'm telling you, your sales will go up. Facts. I couldn't see what was in this bag. And then there's a weird little instruction manual here that I feel like it's like talking about somebody to pull up their pants or something. That's what I mean. The instructions look very weird and bizarre. So I don't know what's going on. Nobody else in comparison has this weird instruction game here. Standard versus Hema. I mean, from Standard versus Riviera Creek. I like what it says on the front. I like the graphics. Your graphics are cool. I like what you say here. I like all that, but I'd like to see that on the bottle. Whew, get rid of these bags, man. Okay. I'm sorry. I mean, that was ugly, but I'm just joking with y'all. I'm just trying to have a little fun from my last video. But get rid of the bags. Who else do we need to talk about? Oh yeah, the legendary Meigs County. Yeah. Now, I had a chance to tour Meigs County as well, and what I can tell you about the Meigs County experience is that, of course, you know, they're trying to, you know, pay homage to the legend. They use very simplified methods there. It's a very small grow facility. But they put out some amazing product, and the terpene profiles are amazing. Their grower there, he is a very nice guy. I got a chance to spend some time with him, and I got to learn a lot about how they process their flowers. Again, they use a very simple grow method. Again, I haven't observed any harmful chemicals being used at any of these facilities, and I've seen everything being very clean and very sanitary. And each one of these facilities that I toured, folks, I had to wear one of these jumpsuits that you see me wearing now. So it definitely, I had to put on gloves and the mask and the helmet. I felt like I was putting on an Iron Man suit because I had to, make sure we was being, sanitary. And so they care about sanitation in a big deal. Everybody walking around that cannabis is wearing a sanitation jumpsuit like this. I don't know if that's what it's called, but I call it a jumpsuit. A weed jumpsuit, and this is just a throwaway one, but I kept it for these videos. But they have nicer ones. But, it's just a way to make sure nothing from your body gets onto people's cannabis. And I think that's important to emphasize that every facility that I toured was clean. The facilities that I toured, folks, was Standard Wellness, Pure Ohio, Ohio Clean Leaf, Grow Ohio. I'm trying to make sure it's all. I better not forget anybody. Yeah. Grow Ohio, Pure Wellness Ohio, Standard Wellness, Ohio Clean Leaf. Good grief, man. It's been a long day. And I appreciate those tours, folks. Gee golly, I don't think I forgot anybody, but I did have a brain injury, so I could have forgot. But I think everybody was mentioned. And I would like to go into a lot more, but that will actually be in Ohio Growers Part 3. Yes, there will be Ohio Growers Part 3, folks. And there will be more growers that we will talk about. But I think that if we go back through them, I think we've covered them all that are here in front of me today. Meigs County, Pure Ohio, Grow Ohio, Ancient Roots, Standard Wellness, HEMA, Farkas Farms, Buckeye Relief, Wellspring Fields, Fire Rock, and Fireland Scientific is the ones that we covered today. Oh, there's one last one, and there's always one last one. Cresco. This was actually Cresco Shake. I've only bought a couple things from Cresco. They're a national brand. Many of you heard of them. I'm still kind of assessing whether I like them or don't like them. They're all right. But I haven't had enough products to say that they're the best or anything. But I do like their container because I can see what's going on. I like the color of it. I can reuse this for many things. It's just, I have to say that, their flowers haven't been the best for me. I mean, honestly. And, I think there's still room to grow here. And mind you, to be honest with you, the thing I tried, was a tier 1 product. I haven't tried any Cresco tier 2 products. So I can't say I have a wide knowledge of their products. And as you can see, I only have 1 or 2 of their containers compared to having lots of other containers from other cultivators. So I think I've covered all the containers, all the growers that I'm familiar with. If I forgot you will be in part 3. And I can't say when that'll be. But, I wanted to get this video done and recorded for you guys as promised. It wasn't exactly how I planned it, but this is the best I could do right now. And I hope you enjoyed it. And again, it's your boy with Ohio Cannabis Live. I will see you guys in the future. Peace.
Another mastermind hit.